Top rated book on Amazon is The Mental Handbook. You want the physical book? This one right here for free. Click the link below and let's get to work on your game.
DreAllDay.com.
What's going on, everybody? Dre Baldwin with DreAllDay.com. It's time we talk confidence again. I need to make more and more videos on confidence because there's always going to be new questions about confidence, new challenges with confidence. And guess what? Y'all love watching videos, so we're going to keep making vids about this topic. I've already made the video on confidence. If you didn't see that, I made that video in like 2010. I wrote the book on confidence. It's called The Super You. You can get that at DreAllDay.com/super. I did the TED Talk on confidence at TEDx Coconut Grove 2016, how to be confident when you don't have any confidence. It's called Dear Dre, and it's actually based on the questions that you all on YouTube been asking me since 2006. We replying to almost 1 million comments, private messages, emails, tweets, snaps, and all of that. So we're going to talk confidence here today. I'm going to tell you specifically right now, I don't care if you're a business person working in the cubicle, basketball player in an empty gym trying to make JV, I don't care what you do in life. You a dude trying to go meet some more girls, you're a girl trying to draw the attention of more men. I'm going to tell you how to 25x your confidence. 25x your confidence right now where you stand. If you're interested in that, then let's get right into it. 3 specific things I'm gonna give you here. I got it written down. 3 specific things I'm gonna give you for you to get that something. You know, how do you develop that something? You ever meet somebody, or you sitting somewhere, you see somebody walk into a room, you don't even talk to them. You don't know who they are. You don't even hear them speak. But you can just tell by the way they conduct themselves, like, damn, that dude he's somebody. She's somebody. I don't know who he is, but he's somebody. I don't know who that girl is, but she must be somebody. Yo, who's that girl? I know she's somebody. Or you see somebody's picture and you like, who is that? That got to be somebody. That ain't just no regular person. You can tell just by their energy, the way that they carry themselves. How would you like to be that person? How would you like to be that person in your business meetings? How would you like to be that person walking around your campus or your school? How would you like to be that person when you step on the court? When you come out the locker room, you walk on the court at a road game, to put the fans of the other team looking at you like, wait a minute, I don't know nobody on this team, but that dude is somebody. That girl, she's somebody. I don't know who. But they could just tell. It's just something unconscious. We could tell about the way a person conducts themselves when we know they got that extra confidence. How would you like to have that type of confidence, but not from a YouTube video, not because you had to go hype yourself up, but how would you like to live like that? How would you like your everyday life to be the type of person who has that type of confidence all the time? How would you like to be that person? I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. Here's the first step. You're going to write down that ideal person. Let's say you had 25 times the confidence right now that you have at this moment. 25 times the confidence at the end of this video that you had at the beginning. Let's say that you actually had it. What would your life look like? Write that down. Write it down. No, don't think about it. Don't nod your head. Write it down. Get a pen and paper. Go grab your iPad, your phone, your computer, whatever you're not using right now. Write down what your life will look like if you had that 25x confidence. What type of results would you have in your life? What would you be doing? What would your results be? Like, what would people feel about you? What would people say to you? How would people respond to you? How many points would you be scoring? How much business would you be generating? How much money would you be making? Where would you live? How would you walk? How would you talk? Who would your friends be? Who would you not talk to anymore? Who would you start talking to now? What would your life be like differently if you had 25 times the confidence? Write it down. Write down the vision. I mean, write it out in clear detail. And I want you to understand that the person you listening to right now, me, I'm a magic genie. I'm going to tell you why I'm a magic genie, because I'm coming out of the bottle. You watching this video is the genie coming out of the bottle, and I'm telling you this right now. I'm granting you one wish to write your life out exactly as it would be if your confidence was as high as you could possibly make it, but you only get one turn. So what you write down, you write it out in detail. I don't care how long it is. Make it as long as you want. It can be 20 pages if you want. Write out in detail what your life looks like when you have the highest possible level of confidence, but you only get one turn. So if you write, I'll make $500,000 a year, don't come back and say, no, I want $1 million. No. How much do you want? How many points are you scoring? What's your results? What is your life looking like? Write it all out in detail, what your life looks like when you have the highest possible level of confidence. That's the first thing you do. Now, in order for you to have that, all those things that you wrote out, that first part, now what do you got to do to get them? In order for you to get all those things, what you got to do, because all you obviously know, it ain't just because you said it, just because you wrote it down, just because somebody said it on YouTube, or you read it on Twitter, or you favorite it on Instagram, or whatever they do. Look, that don't mean it's automatically going to happen. You got to do something to get something. Y'all know that, right? You get what you get. So in order for you to get all those results that you wrote down already, what do you have to do to get them? What actions do you need to take? How often you got to go to the gym? How much time you got to put in? How many shots you got to shoot? How many cold calls you got to make to generate that much business? How many speeches you got to give for that many people to know you? How many book signings you got to go to sell that many books? How many of everything? What exactly do you need to do to get those results that you wrote down? And be in detail. Again, understanding you're writing this down, knowing that you can't get something without giving something. So for you to get all these results, what do you got to do? What actions are you going to put in? Basically, you telling the universe, this is what I'm going to give in exchange to get these results. What are you willing to give to get those results? Now that you wrote that down, and again, you can rewind and pause this video to do that. Here's the last part. Here's the part most people skip. Most people, they don't skip it, actually, they don't even know it exists. Who do I need to be? Who do I need to be as a person to take these actions that's going to lead to these results? I'm going to repeat that one more time because this is so important. Who do I need to be as a person to take these actions that will lead to these results? This is the part that most people go through their entire lives never considering. How many people do you know who take a whole bunch of action? They always working, always doing this, that. They seem to be a very high functioning, productive individual because they always doing something, right? But for whatever reason, they don't have what they want in life. How many people you know like that? Always working, but they don't have what they want. So they're always doing, but they never have. They got all this action. They doing all the doing part so much, but they never have what they want. You know anybody like that? Do you happen to be that person? You know why people don't get what they want? It's not because they're doing the wrong things. It's not because they're not doing enough. Because they didn't ask themselves this question. Who do I need to be while I'm doing these things in order to get the result? That's what you're going to write down. So now that you wrote that down, that's step one. That's step one to 25x your confidence. Here's step two. Step two is you need to start seeing yourself differently. You need to look in the mirror and see a different person. Because the person that you saw when you looked in the mirror this morning before you saw this video is not the person that's going to get to your highest level of confidence. I don't care how confident you were before you watched this vid. Something needs to change. You need to see yourself differently. It's not about what your coach thinks, not about your teammates, it's not about the girl who sits next to you in history class. It's not about none of that. It's about how are you seeing yourself? Because what you have to understand is this. People respond to you in life based on what you present to them. Can we all agree to this? That when you present yourself a certain way, people respond to you a certain way. If the first time somebody meets you, you're very friendly and nice, they're going to treat you all the time as if you're a friendly, nice person. If the first time somebody meets you, you're angry, you're in a bad mood, you don't really feel like talking to nobody, that person's going to treat you completely differently because that's the impression that they got of you based on what you showed them. Can we agree to that? Which means you can change how people perceive you and thusly how people respond and react to you, what they say about you, what they do around you, based on what you see when you look at yourself. If you change the way that you see yourself when you look in the mirror, other people have no choice but to see you differently because all they're going to see from you is the way that you're presenting yourself, which is based on what you see when you look in the mirror. So what you need to do is start seeing yourself differently. Start seeing yourself differently. You need to stand up a little bit straighter. You need to be a little bit more, put a little bit more bass in your voice. Put a little bit more fierce look in your eye. Make eye contact with people when you're talking to them. See yourself as a more confident individual. And when you see yourself that way, you have no choice but to conduct yourself that way. Everybody, are y'all catching the connection of the dots here? This is not three separate things. There's a connection. There's a connection between you knowing what you want, what you're going to do, who you need to be, and then seeing yourself as that type of person. Y'all catch it? Are y'all catching this? I want to make sure I'm not going over nobody's head here. Make sure y'all catch this and rewind this and take notes on what I'm saying here so you don't forget nothing that I'm saying. Watching the video is not enough. So you got to see yourself at 25 times better than you currently are. So you're not going to just talk about it. Don't just write it down. See yourself as this person. I mean, literally, physically see yourself and then emotionally see yourself. And here's the third thing you need to do. You want 25 extra confidence. You got to get supporting influences around you. You need supporting influences around you, meaning get around some people who have confidence. Get around some people who motivate you. Get around some people who inspire you to take more action. Get around people who are going to give you things when they open their mouths, when they text you, when they call you, they're going to give you something that makes you feel better. Not something that drains your energy, not something that makes you feel pretty much the same, not somebody who gives you talk to them for 20 minutes and you don't really feel like you got anything out of it. That's a negative because you just spent 20 minutes and you got nothing out of it. So you invested your most valuable asset and got nothing. So anybody you deal with who is a kind of neutral, you spend time with them, you don't really lose nothing, but you don't get nothing, you're actually losing because you invested time. Time is more valuable than money, it's more valuable than your attention, it's more valuable than everything else you got because when time is gone, it's gone. You can get all the other things from somewhere else. You can't get that back. So understand you need to get around more inspiring influences. Get around influences that support this higher level of confidence. That might mean you might need to drop some of your friends. Might mean the person you hang with all the time, they might gotta go. might mean you need to cut that time in half. It might mean you need to stop listening to some people. And all of you know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't even know you personally, but I know you know what I'm talking about, because I work with enough people in these areas that I know you need to make some changes. Get some supporting influences around you. You got put some pictures on your phone of things that make you feel confident, make you feel like you believe in yourself, make you think about those goals that you wrote down in step 1. Get around the type of energy wherever you need to go. If you need to physically go somewhere, you need to favorite some more YouTube videos, you need to listen to some podcasts. I got a podcast, by the way. It's called Work on Your Game. It's every single day. That's a supporting influence. Watching me, I'm a supporting influence, because when you listen to me talk, I'm going to give you something that's going to make you feel better. It's going to make you feel stronger. It's going to motivate you to go take action. It's going to let you know that there is a way to get from where you're at right now, who you are now, to where you want to be. Guaranteed, every time you hear me talk, that's what you're going to get. That's what I do. You need to get around supporting influences of people who do that. You need to get around people who make you feel as motivated as you feel right now. As motivated, as inspired you feel right now, you need to get around people who make you feel that way. And if you can't think of nobody who makes you feel that way, here's how you can start. Get away from the people who don't. That's the first way you can start. Get away from the people who are pulling you that way, so you can at least be in the middle, and now go seek the people who you want. And then let me tell you how you're going to find these people. Those people are going to be attracted to you, because once you start seeing yourself at a higher level of confidence, you're going to be on the same vibration, the same energy vibration as people who see themselves that way. And all of a sudden, you're just going to run into these people. All of a sudden, you're going to find yourself following this person on Twitter. This person's going to like something on Instagram. And for whatever reason, you're going to be attracted to this person. This is the law. Again, this is the law of the universe. This ain't no magic trick. This ain't rabbit out the hat. This ain't no hocus pocus. This is the law of the universe. Whatever level of energy you're vibrating on, you will attract and start meeting people who are vibrating on that same level, whether you want to or you don't want to. If you're on a vibration level of negativity, you're going to meet some negative people. You're on a vibration level of you want to get in an argument, you want to get in a fight, you're going to meet somebody who's ready to argue or who's ready to fight. You in a vibration level of I want to buy something, you're going to meet somebody who's selling something. This is the way that the world works. Whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it, whether somebody told you something different, I'm telling you this is what it is. It's not a rule that I made up. This is what it is. I'm sharing this with you. So let me go over these 3 points for you to 25 extra confidence right now. This is on the court. This is in the boardroom. This is on the phone. This is on the street. This is in your relationships. This is whatever you want to do in school, whatever you want to do. First thing is you got to write out your vision of what do you want to be. Your confidence is 25 times higher right now. What would your life look like? Write it down. Now write down what you need to do to get there. In order for you to have that, what actions would you need to take? Because it's not just having confidence. You got to take some action. What are you willing to do to get those results? And here's number 3. Actually, the third point of point number 1 is who do you need to be? Who do you need to be as a person in order to get that result? In order for you to get that result as a person, who do you need to be? Do you need to be more confident? Do you need to believe in yourself more? Do you need to be more disciplined? Do you need to talk more clearly when you're dealing with people? Do you need to be a person more of action instead of a person thinking about stuff? Do you need to be more decisive? Do you need to get better at your decision making? What are the things you need to be as a person internally in order to take those actions and get that result? That's point number 1. Point number 2, you need to see yourself 25 times better than you are now. So whatever you think you are as a person right now, you need to multiply that by 25. Isn't that a great feeling? Just be able to multiply who you are as a person by 25 in your eyes. And what you got to understand is when you start seeing yourself this way, you automatically become it. You will start taking the actions when you believe it. But if you don't believe it, you just doing it, you think this is some mind trick. Again, this ain't going to work. You got to look in the mirror and see yourself as 25 times, 100 times, a million times. You're not limited to 25. I just use 25. You can make the number whatever you want, but you got to believe it in order for it to work. And number 3, you got to get supporting influences around you. Who are you hanging with? Is the law of association working for you or against you? Law of association, for those who don't know, the 5 people you spend time with, 5 people you spend the most time with, are the average of that is what you're going to become. It's actually what you already are. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's the law of association, the way that most people say it. What's your association? Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Are they making you better? Or are they making you worse? Are you looking at them and saying, I got to get better so I can stay with this group? Or are you looking at them and saying, well, these are the people I always hung with? Are you looking at them and saying, man, these people are kind of losers. These people ain't really about nothing. I need to make some changes. Which one are you looking at? I guarantee it's 1, 2, or 3. It got to be 1 of the 3. Are you abiding by the law of association? Actually, you're abiding by the law of association whether you want to or not. It's either helping you or it's hurting you. I done told y'all in 2009 it ain't no neutral actions in the world. Look back through my catalog on YouTube. I done said this. Ain't no neutral actions. You're either getting better or you're getting worse every single minute. And this 15 minutes, I guarantee this made you better. Everybody, work on your game. My podcast called Work on Your Game. My website, DreAllDay.com. My Snap, you'll see the Snap down there at Dre Baldwin. Work on your game, man. DreAllDay.com.